get busy with this. What do you think about this, Brendan Schaub? I am very excited about this fight. I think people are fucking sleeping on Eddie Alvarez. I think he's a dangerous 155-pounder. That motherfucker can punch. He punches hard. He's fast as fuck, and there's not a human alive that's more game than that kid.
I agree 100%.
That dude, if you've never seen him fight before, you got to watch his fights in Bellator with Michael Chandler.
And Dream. Yep. Watch his fights in Dream, too.
And Michael Chandler's another dude who's out there who is world class that could easily be fighting and winning in the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
And you see it now with Eddie Alvarez because it took a while for Eddie to get comfortable in the UFC. Donald worked him over in his first fight because
he got dismantled by Donald.
But now he's training with your boy. He's with Mark Henry. And look, Conor's a goddamn phenom, and he's got, as Faraz Sahabi likes to call it, the touch of death in his hands.
It's a scary fight, man. Anyone who thinks it's an easy fight or not a big fight for Conor, they just don't know the sport.
They're out of their
talking
fucking
about the
mind.
underground king. I think at 55, and everyone knows I'm the biggest Conor nut rider in the world. At 55, I just don't see a ton of success there. I think Eddie Alvarez, if you look at the top 5, we've talked about this before, you look at the top 5, it's his easiest matchup, and that's a fucking nightmare for him. Because Eddie can grapple his ass off. He's been in so many big fights. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't mind winning by decision either.
He doesn't get tired, and he's a bigger grappler.
Yes.
Those are two. And he can fucking crack.
And look at his resume.
Yes. And his striking is crisp, man. Yeah. He's got crisp striking. He's not an easy guy to hit. You know, you can hit him, and he gets rocked, and he survives. If you watch his Chandler fights, Eddie Alvarez got rocked and survived against Chandler and a couple other guys over in Bellator.
Well, think about it. How's Conor win this fight? You go through it. Has to knock him out. He has 5 rounds to knock him out. You're not winning a decision against Eddie.
He could win a decision.
I don't think so.
Why
I disagree.
Not? But why do you... What about the fight with Gilbert Melendez? Eddie won a decision in the Gilbert Melendez fight.
Oh, no, I'm saying Eddie wins by decision.
Right, but you don't think that Conor could beat him in a similar fight?
No.
No? You don't think he has the endurance?
The endurance, the takedowns, the grappling, with the striking. As the rounds go on, the knockout power goes down.
Do you think people sleep on Alvarez's wrestling? Because I think they forget.
They forget how good of a wrestler he is. And his endurance, man.
How far did he get in
college?
fight? Where did he wrestle?
He was a high-level guy.
Yeah. Was he
Division
I?
He was Division I, oh yeah.
All-American?
I'm not sure, but compared to Conor, he's fucking Dan Gable.
Yo, this fight is nasty. Right, and we all know that those guys. I mean, we're talking about Jimmy Mano and Ovince St. Preux's about to go down.
Yeah,
I'm saying this fight's nasty. Just not confuse people at home. But I agree with you, man. I think people sleep on him.
It's
crazy, until you've rolled with like a real Division I wrestler and you realize how fucking strong their wrestling is. All-American.
That's high school. National Prep All-American.
What is his college wrestling record? He doesn't have one?
Does he have no college wrestling?
Doesn't say he has college wrestling?
He got his wrestling in frickin' Dream. How about that?
He probably just went right. He bypassed that career and went right into MMA.
So he was a high-level high school wrestler, which is not as impressive as a college wrestler.
Not at all.
When you see him wrestle, you know he's got some skills.
Does he like just to stand up, though?
He loves standing
up.
He
loves to trade and bang.
Because Conor just wants to stand up, obviously.
He's too smart. He's been in there with some of the best, you know. So
Conor's not an easy takedown, though, even to high school champion.
Chad Mendes begs to differ.
As time goes on, he's going to be harder and harder to get.
That Chad Mendes fight, though, in Conor's defense, he had a pretty fucked up knee in that fight. He was getting stem cell injections in his knee.
But that's also the only wrestler we've ever seen Conor fight, and he got taken down pretty effortly.
Yeah, that's true.
What I'm saying? That's the only thing we can go off of. You say, hey, I got a bad knee. I get that. It's a tough fight, man. But people who think Conor's gonna walk through this guys, they don't know the sport, man. I saw the fight and went, fuck.
It's true, but also I could see Conor just cracking him.
Oh yeah, that's how Conor's gonna win. He's gonna if Conor wins, he's gonna murk him.
Conor has some vicious fucking power in his hands.
Has Eddie been knocked out often?
Yes, he's been stopped.
Yeah.
Chandler stopped him. He rear naked choked him and beat him for the title.
Has he been knocked out?
I don't think he's been knocked out.
He's been in some wars, man.
He's been in some
straight dog
wars.
fights.
He's just as game as they come. I think he's one of those guys that fights at his very best when he's scared.
Correct.
And I think that's going to be one of the best things about this fight is that he thinks Conor's a dangerous motherfucker, just like he thought Rafael Dos Anjos. He stopped Dos Anjos in the first round.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, including me, were making the argument that Dos Anjos, if you look at the guys he's beaten, stopped Cowboy in the first round, beat the shit out of Nate Diaz.
Pettis.
Beat Pettis up, stopped Ben Henderson, crushed him. I mean, you look at all the guys that he's beaten, there's a real argument that he's one of the best lightweights of all time.
Yeah.
And then Eddie went and stopped him in the first round.
And
so.
everyone thought he was going to get murdered. Like, everyone thought Eddie was just going to get, it was a huge
He doesn't
mismatch.
have the marquee name recognition type thing.
They don't know him yet.
It's a dangerous
Yeah.
fight for Conor, man, because he has such a big name. But
Yeah.
if Conor does win, you imagine the 55 belt holder.
It's crazy.
And the
if he
40,
wins,
I mean,
it's crazy.
too.
And the
Yeah.